Good morning. My name is Phil Feisel. I'm the president at Spartanburg Medical Center. On behalf of the 9,000 plus hardworking healthcare workers at Spartanburg Regional Healthcare System, we are happy that you're here with us today. And here is not one of our hospital campuses. We are at our relatively newly opened drive-through testing site. This is a further example of the commitment that the business community has made to our healthcare heroes in the healthcare community. Spartanburg, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram have recently relocated up 585, not too far from here, and Tim Brown, the owner, offered us this location to use free of charge for a drive-through testing center. We were previous at USC Upstate, and that worked out very well, and appreciate their allowing us to use that space. But as the summer got warm and the thunderstorms came up, this location works so much better for us. So we want to thank Tim Brown for allowing us to do that. I'm here today to introduce Councilman David Britt. Councilman Britt is co-chairing with Kay Woodward our Bring Back the Burg Business Recovery Task Force. Councilman Britt is going to talk to us today about ways that we can continue to reduce our incidence of COVID-19 virus in our Spartanburg community. Councilman Britt.
Thank you, Phil. And Phil has been an integral part of our committee and our team, our task force on Bringing Back the Burg and the Business Task Force. He spent a lot of time, as has a lot of his team, in helping us get to where we are and really putting our arms around the situation with COVID-19 and the pandemic and just what's going on at Spartanburg Regional and how it's affecting business and industry in Spartanburg. Before I get started, I want to thank Spartanburg Regional for being a great partner of the team, but I also want to thank Chairman Manning Lynch, fellow council members that are here, Jack Mabry, Michael Brown will be here. He's speaking. We've got a couple that are they're out today. Roger Nutt had to self-quarantine. He's got a little medical procedure next week. And Whitney Farr is actually working, or he said he would be here with us. But also like to thank the team, Earl Alexander, Cole Alverson from our administration. But it really gives me great pleasure and pride to have the rest of the elected officials here, the county-wide officials. I see Sharon West, our auditor. They're going to be up on the stage in just a few minutes. We got Rusty Clevenger. We got our sheriff. Rusty's the coroner. And our sheriff, Chuck Wright, representing the clerk of court's office. And we got our clerk of court, Amy West Cox, back there. Judge Ponda Caldwell. And Murray Glenn representing Barry Barnett. And did Lindsay make it? So Lindsay Brady was going to try to get here. But that says a great deal about the team in Spartanburg. You got all the county-wide elected officials here, as well as several council members supporting this effort and what we're trying to do in bringing back business and doing the right thing in Spartanburg. I made a comment a few minutes ago at council, and the resolution did pass 4-1, by the way. But I made a comment. When you look at Spartanburg, just 20 years ago, it was much different then than it is now. And that's in large part because of business and industry. Everything from the barbershops to the restaurants to the BMWs. It's changed Spartanburg forever. We're now the place that people want to live, they want to do business, not just in the United States, but around the world. We have 215 international companies that call Spartanburg home. We've got $18 billion has been invested here in the last 20 years. And it's impacted, people say, well, how has it helped me? What has that done for me? Well, look at downtown Spartanburg. Look at Landrum. Look at Woodruff. Look at Greer. And look at Cowpens. Every point in between has been lifted up. And it's because of this golden goose that's been here. Again, business and industry. And the team that has worked so hard, again, even though Manning's only been on council for almost 2 years now, Manning and I have been partners when he ran the sewer commission on bringing these jobs here. And we did it along with Carter Smith and the chamber folks, and Alan Smith's been a key part for that for the last 6 years. We did it not for tax dollars. We did it for the citizens of Spartanburg because jobs equal hope, which gives you opportunity. That families can make a good living and provide for their children, put food on the table, put clothes on their back, a roof over their head, but give them hope and opportunity. They'll have a better life and a better quality of life than they had, and even their parents had. So that's been the big driving force, and that's in jeopardy now. I mean, COVID-19, believe it or not, a lot of folks have been impacted and are going to be impacted even more. You know, again, people say, how is this hitting me? Well, look at Spartanburg. Right now, we have 14.3% unemployment. February 1st, 2%. And a lot of folks have said, well, you know, unemployment's not so bad. I get that extra $600 plus the $326. That ends July 1st. And the COVID-19 spike that we've had, again, Phil and his team have reported that. It's not just numbers because testing has improved and gone up. It's hospitalizations have dramatically gone up, as have deaths. I heard that this morning reported. South Carolina's death numbers are going up dramatically. And so what's happening now? Everybody's scrambling. What are we going to do? And again, the business task force has worked. Okay, what do we need to do to help keep this, you know, going and keep from having to shut down again, which will dramatically affect the children and the families that live in Spartanburg. And we really have 3 simple things to do. We call it the ABCs. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and do social distancing. So that's the key for us. I could go on for a long time. As the chairman knows, he's limited. He's try to be brief. But I want to thank everybody that's here. You know, the business task force, again, as Phil said, Kay Woodward and I chair it, and we're very happy to do it. But the man who's really the brains behind it, the energy, is Alan Smith. Alan and his team have done a phenomenal job because they love Spartanburg. We all love Spartanburg. And what we've done today with the council passing this resolution, it ties in with what we're trying to do. We love this county. We love the people. And what we want to do is say, listen, we have faith in you. That's why this is a resolution and not an ordinance. We have faith that the people of Spartanburg County will pull together just like we did 25 years ago when we had no jobs, we had no hope and opportunity, and let's do this together. Let's wear our mask, you know, when we go to grocery stores, when we go to the pharmacy, or when we're out and about in crowded areas. Let's wear our mask. And you don't have to be told to do it. Let's do it as a team. Let's show the world. Sweden did it. South Korea did it. They didn't shut their governments down. We don't have to do that. Governor McMaster was on our call last week, our business task force, for 30 minutes, and he says that. Wear your mask, guys. Wear your mask, ladies. Let's do this together. All right, so I can go on for a long time, but I want to introduce a person I've worked very closely with over these last 12 years. Michael Brown, Councilman Brown, has been a leader. He walks the talk. 4 months ago, he walked into council meetings wearing a mask. And he does it today. There can be no better representative, you know, for his constituents and the people of Spartanburg than Councilman Michael Brown. So, Michael, if you'd come on up and say a few words.
Thank you, David. You know, I know we all have heard at some point in our lives the very famous words of, even as you have done unto the least of these, you have done unto me. Politics and partisanship aside, the reality is I do represent the largest contingency of black and brown people in this community. And as each and every one of you unfortunately heard, what's often said, in this country, if white America catches a cold, black and brown communities catch a pandemic. COVID-19 is that reality. Throughout this country and definitely within this state and what we're seeing in Spartanburg, the numbers are going up, and it's incumbent upon us to come forth and speak truth to what the situation has called for. While this is not a mandate, we're not forcing anyone to do anything, we're simply saying be safe. Take precautions. Look out for yourselves, but more importantly, look out for your fellow man. And so it's great that we are all here with this effort speaking truth to this issue. We have to know that we are in uncharted waters. This is a different time period than we've ever seen. We can try to compare it to other things historically that have happened in this country, but truly this is a novel issue. And so we want to make sure that we are doing what we need to do as a community to try to put everyone in a position to be safe. Again, you cannot legislate morality. You can't force people to do things even if you were to pass the most airtight ordinance. It simply becomes something very difficult to enforce. But we are here to encourage. Take care of yourselves. Do the things that are necessary. And as we all are part of this effort to bring the burg back, we want to make sure that everyone is in a position to be able to provide for themselves and for their families. And so we want Spartanburg to be like any other community in this state and in this country. We want the best for Spartanburg. We want the the healthiest situation that we can for all people. But we have to take care of our citizens. And every time I think about my mother, my young son, I think about those two realities, the old and the young. We have to take care of those people. And so I just want to introduce our Chief Medical Officer here, Dr. Christopher Emerdarzi, who will share the information that we need to hear from the medical community. They are working day in and day out, and they have been tireless in this effort. When we first got on our initial phone calls discussing the direction in which Spartanburg should go, it was a reality that we knew we had to try to put some things in place. And so we're just so very thankful for our medical community as a whole that operates in Spartanburg County, doing the great work they're doing and trying to keep us safe. But as the numbers increase, we have to take the steps to protect our citizens. And so I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I'll bring you forth, Doctor. Thank you.
Dr. Lombardozzi, before you speak, I wanted to say one quick thing. Thank you for all of the media for coming today. This helps get the word out. We really do appreciate it. Y'all are great partners with us, too.
Thank you all for being here today. I stood here about a week or so ago and asked the community to wear masks, to use hand sanitizer, to practice social distancing. If you're in a public place, you're within 6 feet of someone else, if you're in a grocery store or pharmacy, if you're in a business where you're going to be in close proximity to other people, put the damn mask on. I can't say it more forcefully. We can't create laws to make people do this, but we have got to do this. Our hospitals are filling up. We're seeing more and more people get corona. We are seeing more and more people get sick, and we will see more people die. I can't say it more forcefully enough. Put the masks on. Do the right thing. If not for yourself, do it for your families, do it for your businesses, and help us out as well. We really want you to do this. Please be thoughtful. Please use common sense. Put the masks on. Use hand sanitizer. Practice social distancing. These methods work. They drastically reduce the risk of contracting coronavirus, and they will work here in our community. We hope, we trust that you'll continue to practice these good behaviors. I'm going to introduce Dr. Sam Gotcha. He is the medical director for our inpatient medicine team. This is the team that has been responsible for taking care of the vast majority of the hospitalized patients. Thank you.
Buenos días, soy el doctor Samuel Gacha. Nosotros los latinos siempre queremos demostrar que somos mejores, más fuertes, y espero que toda la comunidad latina, jóvenes y adultos, entiendan que es una enfermedad seria. Esta enfermedad no respeta edad, raza, color. Es una enfermedad que no respeta fronteras. Es una enfermedad que puede matar a nuestros seres queridos. Por favor, empecemos a usar la máscara. La máscara no es un signo de debilidad, todo lo contrario, es un signo de respeto. Y porque te respeto y porque quiero que estés bien, yo uso la máscara. Por favor, empecemos a usar la máscara. And now I would like to introduce Dr. Wes Alexander.
Thank you, Dr. Gotcha. As members of the community, it is our responsibility to each other to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. That includes every demographic, every member of our community, young or old, is our responsibility. To our young people, please take this virus seriously. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are susceptible. To our families, as we make preparations to our 4th of July weekend, please also make plans to celebrate responsibly. Limit the number of people at your gatherings, spread out, and practice good social distancing. Properly wash your hands, and please, please wear your mask. It is important that you do follow these directions for it to help everyone in our community out. And now I would like to introduce Spartanburg County Sheriff Chuck Wright.
I just wanted to say that when you have a group of gentlemen and ladies that are in the medical profession that are as smart as these guys are, and they're asking us to wear a mask, I think we probably ought to try to do that. My message to you is I wanted to say thank you to the council for not having government overreach and mandating this, because we are smart. We are a community, and we're together. Yeah, we disagree on some things, but we all come together knowing that Spartanburg is a wonderful place to live, and we want to keep it that way. So, you know, let's just stay the course, and when just like the doctor said, when we have an opportunity to wear the mask to protect yourself and other people, I just think it's the right thing to do. I have confidence in the good people of Spartanburg. So my message to you is stay prayerful, do the right things, try to help your neighbor, obviously, and let's make Spartanburg what we already know that it is, the best place to live, worship, and raise a family. So my prayers are with you. I'd ask for you to pray for us, law enforcement. And just like the doctor said, it doesn't really matter what your demographics are. It doesn't matter where you live. It's just a bad thing. And it just makes sense to wear a mask. And don't lick doorknobs. Don't do that for the love of God. You know, so let's just make Spartanburg the best place it can be and just stay the course, okay? God bless you, and keep praying for us, and we appreciate you. And it's my pleasure to introduce the chairman of our county council, Mr. Manning Lynch.
Well, the nice thing about being last is that everybody said about everything. I can stand up and say ditto and make this short and sweet. I also want to do as David did, though. I want to thank our partners at the hospital that have helped us pull this off on very, very short notice. And I want to thank David for his help in that, and then all of the other public officials that showed up this morning. We are sitting here on a Thursday before the big holiday weekend, and I know this was not the best time for everybody. And so I really appreciate you taking time today to come and be with us here. Obviously, this morning, County Council passed a resolution asking us to wear masks in groceries and pharmacies. I think that what I would like to note is we did not invoke the heavy hand of government here. We're asking our citizens just to practice good social responsibility and personal responsibility here. Do the three things, the ABCs as David called them, the wash your hands, practice social distancing, and wear your mask when you're in a place that's crowded, even if it's not a grocery store or pharmacy, if it's a place where you don't feel like you can maintain social distancing, to please do that. Our businesses deserve your cooperation. We've taken hard hits, and we will overcome this, and we will get back healthy again from an economic standpoint, but it's going to take the good help of the citizens of Spartanburg County to do that. I've got to say that, you know, what we're doing here is being good neighbors. We're doing what we were commanded to do, which is to love our neighbors. You would stop and help a neighbor with a flat tire or any other thing that you saw where there was a need. So don't be hesitant to wear your mask to the benefit of your neighbors. If you don't like it, let's just do it anyway. I think that's all I've got to add to the equation today. Again, thanks so much to our partners that helped us pull this together. And we'll be around, everybody here that'd like to take any questions or whatever afterwards. Do what?
We'll do interviews after. Why not